Welcome to the new video. In this video we'll be learning about list. So we shall learn about how to declare a list or tuple or set or dictionary or and also we will see how we can manipulate data within these containers. These are type of containers. Initially, for example, if we had x, so we could only store 2 or 3 or 4 in it, but one at a time. But if we want to store multiple values, for example, if you wish to add a record of a student, so for example you need a record, so all you need to do is within square brackets, for example you want to write the roll number of a student, for example 21TC01, and then the name, for example QA, and maybe the department, for example telecommunication engineering, and then for example the GPA of a student like 4.00. You can see if you have heard about array are collection of homogeneous contiguous memory locations data types. That means all the elements of an array are of same data type. If an array is type of integer, then you can only store integer in it, but in list you can store different kind of values. So we have, and each value is separated by a comma. You can see roll number is separated by comma, then QA, the name of the student, then comma, the department, and so on. So if you want to check the type of this record now, type of this record variable, let's see what does it returns. It is taking a bit longer. You can see the type of this variable is list. So if you wish to add another item in the list, so you can do it in by two ways. You can write the name of the list, record dot append, and then whatever you want to need. For example, if you say a university name, for example you say Quest, and now if I print it, the type is still the same, but if I wish to print the contents of the list, then I tried only the record, and now you can see this Quest. Initially when we declared the list, we did not hit this element in the list, but by using append function we added element at the end of the list. So in this way you can add, and if you wish to insert any value on a particular index, you can use insert function, and then you need to write index of the variable. For example, you want to put it in on second place, and you say you want to write its last name, for example, and if you print it, you can see name, and now the last name has also been inserted on second index. So if you wish to add any item on particular index on the list, then you need to use insert function. And then what does insert function do? It asks you for the index on which you want to insert data and what data type you want to insert. So in this way you can manipulate, you can do many things using list. For example, you could print record dot sort, and let's see how does it behaves. Record is not supported in float. For example, if I convert this into a this, well, then you can see nothing is printed. Okay, So the reason for this is for, let's see, so you need to write record dot sort. Now what does this do? This shall sort the values in the list in order. You can see if I printed the record now, initially the numbers are printed and then it is printed alphabetically, but we don't want it, so I am going to comment this record. And if you wish to print any particular index, you have to write the index number here. So for example, on first index, this is the first index, this 0 is the first index and 1 is the second index. So if you wish to print only the name, then you need to write record and then in square brackets the index, so you can see Q is printed. For example, if you wish to print the last values in the last value in the list, then you can use negative indexes in list as well. This feature was, I don't know if somebody can correct me, not available in C. So if I wish to slice a list, I need to write the indexes and within the between them the range operator colon. So this should print QA and telecommunication. It excludes the last number, that is for telecommunication engineering, 0 1 2. So telecommunication engineering, and third was Sato, because we haven't inserted it, we insert from here. In order to remove this confusion, what I could do is I should comment it and then I run it. You can see because it prints from 0 1 2, so 0 1 2, so telecommunication engineering, and third index is 4.00. So in this way you can do many things. For example, if you wish to pop any value like in a stack, all you need to do is write pop function and hit enter. Now you can see the last value that we added, that was quest, is printed. And if you wish to pop any value from any index, then you need to write the particular index of that value. For example, if I wish to pop telecommunication engineering, so this is 0 1 2, so I need to pop 2 and you will see telecommunication engineering. So you can pop values like this as well, and you can change the value as well on a particular index in the list. For example, if I say record of 1, initially it was QA, now I want to change it to some other name, and you will see if I print the complete record, then you can see the name is now changed. Another way to print the contents of a list is using loop. So what you need to write is for maybe S in the list name record, and then print S. You can see the contents of the list are now printed. So you can use for loop as well to print the contents of a list. So I think this is it. Another thing you can do is, for example, if I want to add another record, for example, where were we are here. For example, if I create another list lst2, for example, and I say record is equal, lst2 contains the value of record, and now if I maybe delete the values, few values, for example, I want to pop from lst2 pop. Now what I did is I assigned all the contents of record to lst2 and I pop the content. Now what does this do is it shall pop the values from original record list as well. You can see if I again run the loop, now you can see the last thing that we added was quest, and this quest is not available here. And in order to understand it, I want to remove this append as well. Now you can see 4.00 must not be available here because the last value has been popped. So if you equate a list to another, so the reference now contains, the reference is contained by these both variables, and if you do any manipulation, the original list should be manipulated. So I think this is a fair introduction about list, so we need to stop it here.